And we are back. Pokemon Y, Hardcore Nuzlocke, the run continues. We have arrived at Victory Road at long last here, and we are looking for that final first encounter. And it is going to be the one, the only Graveler. And because of the potential explosion or self destruct, we're just going to put her down and not even worry about it. We weren't going to use her for the Elite Four, and we are just going to work with what we have. So that is our last encounter. And now all we have left is Victory Road, the fight with Serena, and the Elite Four. All right, making our way through Victory Road here. A couple close encounters with some of the ace trainers, but nothing too noteworthy. But it is time now to face Serena for the very final time in this game. She has killed at least two, maybe three of our Pokemon, most notably the Lucario. So we definitely want to take her seriously at this point and just use this battle as a precursor for the Elite Four. She's got 5 fully evolved Pokemon, and her signature Meowstic comes down. We have Nishinoya ready to go, and we're just going to go either for a stab flamethrower or a super effective crunch. The difference being crunch is physical, and Nishinoya, the Pyroar's special attack is so much better. So honestly, the damage probably comes out to about the same. So we're just leaning into the flamethrower. I think I also had a flame plate on Pyroar, making fire attacks even do even more damage. So there goes Meowstic, no problem. We got half health or so on the Pyroar for later. And now Kyoko the Lapras comes down, is going to eat a stab Dragon Pulse from the Altaria, no problem with that bulky special defense. But we do lose our special attack a little bit there, but a 4 times super effective Ice Beam is enough to take down the Cloud Dragon. Really good stuff. Flareon comes down. It's an evolution, so it's still beloved, but it's probably my least favorite evolution. I mean, it looks very huggable, but there's just, when it comes to fire types, it really just doesn't do what other fire types can do. So no offense, we're just gonna have to put it down. A little side tangent there, and Flareon falls. Lapras completely flexing right now, and the Gray Ninja comes down, and I do believe we're gonna swap right into the throw for the fighting versus dark typing. And we're just going to have to eat a not very effective Dark Pulse, no problem there. And we also have Inner Focus, so if Great Ninja wants that again, we will not flinch, but goes for a neutral Ice Beam. We eat it and respond with a full damage Revenge. You'll love to see it. And that leaves Absol, the one who killed my Drifblim and the one who killed my Lucario, and Throw took that personally and puts down the Absol. And that is Serena for the very last time. On to the Elite Four. Let's do this. As far as the Pokemon that we left in the PC and on the table for this run, we had some good options. That Veil Combi, though. But I think there were really, honestly, like 3 or 4 really good options, and that was a shiny Dugtrio we got while training the Pokemon in between episodes there. Really cool. Had to catch that for later, and just, yeah, the Lombre going into the Ludicolo. I just really, really like the Water Grass typing. It's super strong. I love it when you take 2 of the starting types, whether it's Water Grass or Fire, and combine them. I think it's super unique and really cool. On top of that, Durant didn't have the Hustle ability. It had Swarm, so it wasn't going to have that like 15% chance of missing its attacks, which is just insane because look at that attack, defense, and speed. We could have absolutely swept multiple members with Durant, but as you'll start to see, I really just want to continue the storyline we've had with the almost original 6. Honestly, these 6 have been with us for so long, and I am just so invested into this core team that when I went to swap out 3 of them, because I was going to add Zoroark as well, it just didn't feel right. Even though Zoroark and Ludicolo as well as Durant would have just been insane in this Elite Four, I just couldn't do it. So I feel like this is almost like an anime storyline where I'm just too invested. We got to see this through to the end. So is this the best team? Could it have been better with those 3? Maybe. We won't know. We'll just have to see what we've got. So this is the final team. We are looking really good. I am super excited for this. Let's go take on the first member of the Elite Four. Let's do it. Whoa, what happened? What about the ones we lost along the way? I do this every single time where I mean to show you the ones that died and then I just get too excited and go for it. But really quick here, we lost the Pikachu as well as the Butterfree and Binacle all in the second gym. Careless mistake into calculated deaths. Now, a lot of you pointed out what I could have done better in the second gym, and I definitely saw that upon rewatch, and we could have saved at least one of these guys, maybe both of them. So that's really cool, as well as Braxton. And that was just a really tough loss with the speed battle, speed tie versus the Golbat. And then another careless mistake with the Drifblim, just leaving him out against the Absol. And then the most heartbreaking loss out of all of them was the Lucario, dying to Serena, taking on her entire team, going to his last breath, and getting quick attack outsped with the priority move. Just really unfortunate. I got greedy with Sword Stance, and you will have that. So with all of that being said, let's dive right in and see if we can beat this Elite Four. Let's do it. Let's go. All right, let's do it. Let's dive right in and take on Drasna, the first member of the Elite Four. Now, you can choose whichever one you want to go for first, but we're just going to try to make it easy to hard. So we'll probably save the water one for last and start with the dragon, since we have the Lapras and we have the Tentacruel, who are both really well equipped to dealing with these dragon types. So without further ado, let's dive right in and see if we can beat Drasna without losing anybody. Lapras is by far my favorite Pokemon. It's known for its prowess against the dragon types with that stab ice typing, because ice is really good against dragons and most water types can learn Ice Beam. It's just they don't get that extra damage from it being the same type. So that's definitely where Lapras has the leg up, but it also opens Lapras to a lot of different types being super effective on him or her. So the fighting and rock type especially is really tough when you're an ice type. But here we go. Let's do this. We got, I don't even know how to say that, but we got the poison dragon typing here. Dragouge. Oh, that's probably how you say it. Dragouge versus our Lapras. And I do believe we just go with the super effective Ice Beam. And I do have the metronome on the Lapras here. No paralysis, beautiful. So the metronome, we've talked about it before in this run. Every time we use Ice Beam, I do believe it increases by 10%. So instead of putting the Ice Plate on Lapras, which is a base 20% increase, I think over the course of this battle, the metronome item will actually pay off more than the Ice Plate. We'll have to see if that comes into play. But we tank the Thunderbolt, no problem, and the Druddigon comes down, and given that +2 metronome, if you will, I think the Stab Ice Beam is going to be enough to one-shot the big bad dragon, and it's not, but we do get the freeze. Does it thaw out and use revenge? It absolutely does, and it's going to do massive damage. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that held on, and we were so close to losing my favorite Pokemon right out the gate. So this should finish the Dragon. Oh my gosh, that was so close. I cannot right now. And the Altaria comes down, and honestly, this is such an easy kill. But if the Altaria is faster... Oh, if the Altaria is faster, we might lose the Lapras. We might just need to swap in and cut our losses. 116 speed stat. I can't remember if Altaria... I don't think Altaria is fast, but honestly, that was too close. I'm not willing to risk it. Let's just get the Tentacruel in there and see what... okay, it goes for Cotton Guard. Does that mean we lose speed? No, that's the other one. Okay, so Altaria, massive physical defense. That's not going to help it against Sawamura, the Tentacruel with a 4x super effective Ice Beam. But because of that bulky special defense, Altaria lives. Drasna comes down with a full restore, and we are just going to keep raining down Ice Beams and still trying to recover from that Lapras encounter. My goodness. But Tentacruel does the job, takes out the Altaria. Really good stuff. And the final Pokemon, Drasna's Ace, comes down. Noivern, a super cool dragon flying type. If Dragonite is a chubby dragon flying, then Noivern is the twiggy dragon flying type. Really cool stuff. But it's also 4x Ice Beam again. We are going to have to eat something. Nope, Sawamura is actually faster. The Tentacruel is so fast, but the Noivern lives and gets off a Dragon Pulse. Good damage, but it's not enough, and I think Drazen is out of full restores, and that is the first member of the Elite Four down. Absolutely. All right, we are on to the second member. Let's do this thing. All right, on to the second member of the Elite Four. We have chosen Malva in the Blazing Chamber with her Fire-type Pokemon. I'm feeling really good about this. Again, we have Lapras and Tentacruel, both really good against Fire types. On top of Stunfisk, who can come in from the Ground-type angle as well. So I think we have a lot of good options. Even Pyroar could be a really decent pivot into her Chandelure. Venusaur is going to be on the bench, and Tanaka potentially on the bench as well. So let's do this. Let's see if we can beat Malva without losing anyone in the process and just keep this Elite Four run going right here, right now. And then we have a Steel type and a Water type Elite Four after this. So we have King's Rock on the Tentacruel on top of the chance that Waterfall can already flinch the opponent. So that is a double flinch chance. I don't know exactly how that stacks or how that adds up, but there are two chances that the Pyroar will flinch if it does hold on to the Waterfall here. So look at that, absolutely beautiful. The strategy already paying off. Pyroar can't use any status, can't get any damage down. Really good stuff. So now the Torkoal comes down. She is super beefy. Waterfall is physical. This is where Surf would do a ton more damage, but we're going to lean into the flinch here. And if we just flinch the Tortoise down, we'll be just fine. Now it can hit with a Earthquake, super effective. And it does do that. No critical hit here. Oh my God, that was really close. That was incredibly close. Super unfortunate, and I think I can roll another Waterfall because that looks like it's about 55-60%. So let's just call that a low roll and go for another Waterfall. Now, if this doesn't kill the Tortoise and I lose Tentacruel, I may have just lost the Elite Four over this, but if I swap into an Earthquake and it crits, Lapras is going to be hurting, and I just lost my two counters for this Elite Four member, so I'm going to risk it. I'm going for the Waterfall. We are faster, potential flinch. If it doesn't kill, it does. Beautiful stuff. Pretty scary with that Torkoal, though, and the Talonflame comes down. Okay, so Talonflame, I think we're still faster because of Tentacruel's speed stat. Look at that, it's almost 200, yeah. So I'm willing to wager that we are faster. But if it doesn't kill and it uses Brave Bird, we lose Tentacruel 100%. And I think Talonflame can eat one Waterfall, unfortunately. But we do have a super effective Stunfisk we could swap into. We could go for the Lapras as well. Let's see whose physical defense is better. Whose physical defense? So 140 on that, on the Stunfisk, and then 131. So both really good options, I will say. I think Asahi's better because if Talonflame goes for the Brave Bird, which I think it will, then this will be not very effective, and the Stunfisk can eat that a lot better than the Lapras. So there we go. We're going to get a little chip damage off of the Brave Bird as well, so no critical hits, and we are looking just fine. So potentially this Thunderbolt on top of the recoil damage from Flare Blitz, no burn. Can that burn? It can recoil damage. Is that enough? It absolutely is. A fadeaway critical hit. You'll love to see it. There is the Stunfisk. And here is the Chandelure, who's probably going to use a super effective flamethrower onto our derpy fish. And I think we're dead to crit, actually, because Chandelure's special attack is just ungodly, but Stunfisk's special defense is really high. Wow, Stunfisk has a really high special defense stat. So given that, I actually kind of want to stay in and eat that, but we are flirting with half health, though, and when we have options, we should really use them. And again, with the normal typing here, Pyroar is going to have to eat a not very effective Flamethrower, which is still going to hurt a lot. But I think we outspeed on the flip, and then we can super effective Dark Pulse. Okay, let's do this. Let's risk this. Let's do Nishinoya the Pyroar. Eat the Flamethrower. No critical hit here. It goes for Confuse Ray. I have blundered. I have absolutely blundered, but I mean, I think the plan stays the same. Let's go for the Dark Pulse. I don't think we die to a Flamethrower. Please don't hurt yourself. Yes, Pyro with the clutch, and it almost one-shots, and it goes for a Confide. It goes for a Confide, but that means we get a free swap into the Lapras, actually. We're going to get rid of the Confide and Confuse Ray play and just have a 1v1 off of the full restore with the Chandelure and Lapras. And I do believe, too, Waterfalls is going to do the trick. Oh my gosh, I did not prepare for the Confuse Rays. A complete look over there. And we're just going to have to eat that. I'm going to risk it. A Confide comes down. That's actually good since we went with Waterfall and not Surf. And Lapras clutches with a Waterfall, and it is enough to bring 2 or 3 HP. Can we do this? One more Waterfall coming down. Can Kyoko break out of the confusion? She cannot, and she hurts herself again. The self-harm is real. The Flamethrower comes down, massive damage, but we snap out of confusion. The Waterfall connects, and it is enough to finish the Chandelure on the Metronome procs. They're really good stuff. Malva with some cheeky little strategies there towards the end, but we managed to beat her, and now we have 2 Elite Four members left, as well as the champion battle. I am super excited. Let's call it there for this one. As always, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you on the flip. Peace.